Standard 10th, Subject Geography, Chapter number 1, Field Visit. Teacher, now we are crossing Solapur city. Dear students, see the cultivation around. What do you see? Observe and tell. Children observed on both sides of the road and started writing down their observations in their notebooks. This continued for a long time. Savitri, Madam, I find that the fields are greener here. When we had left Naldurg, we had seen shrub crops and there was some sugar cane. But now I can see that it is mainly sugar cane being cultivated here. This also means that this area has lots of water available. Teacher, correct. When we had left Naldurg, we had seen cultivation of moong, urad and other pulses, but now it is mainly sugarcane. This is because of the availability of irrigation facilities. Irrigation facilities means different ways of bringing water to the fields. For that, the water has to be available. Also, the different pumps and other systems need to be in place to bring the water to the fields. Savitri, yes, madam. We had crossed a canal some time ago and now I can see a large reservoir here. Which is this reservoir, madam? Reservoir means a large place where water is collected. It is called as a catchment area. They have large depressions in the land in which they store the water. It is naturally stored. Some are artificially made like canals and ponds, and some are natural like lakes. And then man constructs dam around the water bodies. Near Indapur, the teachers asked the bus driver to stop at the side of the road. The students got down in a line and gathered around the teachers in a disciplined way. This is a very important factor of our student life. We need to follow the instructions of the teachers and we need to follow a disciplined life. We need to learn this. Teacher, refer to your maps. As shown there, what you can see to our right are the backwaters of the Ujni Dam built on the river Bhima. This dam is mainly used for supplying drinking water. It is also used for power generation, fishing, irrigation, etc. Some students clicked pictures of the surroundings. They boarded the bus and their journey started again. They were able to click the pictures. They had cameras. In most of our trips, we are not allowed to take our mobiles or cameras with us. Sometimes we are allowed. Depends on the type of the trip. Pooja, madam, this seems to be a plain area. Teacher, yes, we are going through a plain region. This is a part of the Deccan Plateau itself. As we go westwards, we will notice major changes in the relief and vegetation. After a few hours of journey, they left the main road near Hadapsar and turned towards Sinhgarh. There were many big and small hotels at the foothills. They stopped at an open space at the roadside and had their lunch. They relaxed there for a while. Now, Deccan Plateau. What is a plateau? Plateau is almost a flat surface without any hills or valleys. You can call it really a flat plain surface. You are able to see far off regions with your eye. There are no huge mountains in the way. Nazma. I also noticed that when we left Naldurg, trees like jujube, that is boar, babool, etc. were visible. Anyone should be there, but here different trees are seen. Now there the trees like babool and boar were there because the water was less. Babool and boar both are thorny trees. Thorny trees and plants are usually found, even like cactus, it is usually found where water is less. Having thorns is a special process by the trees to lose less water, to preserve water. Teacher, good. While crossing Naldurg, we saw semi-arid, thorny type of vegetation. Semi-arid means with less water. Semi-desert type. Change in type of vegetation is an indicator of change in the amount of rainfall in that area. We see that Anjan, that is ironwood, banyan and peepal trees are more in number here. Alright, now we have reached the foothills of Sinhgarh. Now we will climb to the top and you will see the offshoots of Western Ghats, small hilly regions, mountain areas which are going away from these Western Ghats. You will only carry your iCard, notebook, pen, binoculars, camera, cap, map and water bottle. Keep your luggage and other items in the bus itself. When they started climbing the Sinhgarh fort, it was quite sunny at first. Then it became cloudy. Later, it also started drizzling and students enjoyed eating steamed groundnuts, buttermilk and curd on the way. They clicked photographs of various physical features, the vegetation around, birds, the aerial view of Pune city and the various structures of the fort. Afterwards, teachers asked them to gather at one place. Teacher, we have now reached the fort of Sinhgarh. How will you collect information about it? Neha, Madam, we saw a board at the entrance which gave us information about the Sinhgarh fort. We have also clicked its pictures so the students can refer to the board of which they have taken the picture and they can know the various parts of the fort where they are. Teacher, good Neha. Now, who will tell the differences in the relief features now? Qasim, Madam, we can see that now the undulating plains have turned into rugged topography with hills. Means now the road is not looking plain. Now the area is not looking plain. There are various mountains on the way. This is a high hill. We are at a higher altitude and hence can even experience clouds. Altitude means height. They are at a greater height than the rest of the region and hence they are nearer to the clouds. Teacher, very good Qasim. You can notice many physical features like rock pinnacles, valleys and hills and layers formed from volcanic eruption. Have you recognized the rock found here? You might have seen some debris of landslides at places while climbing. Now, tell me about the agricultural pattern around. Rahul, Madam, this is basalt, an ingenious type of rock. We had learnt about this in class 6. Mary, we saw mainly pulses being cultivated at the place where we live. Between Solapur to Pune, we saw sugarcane. Now we see mainly paddy fields. Paddy fields means rice fields. Teacher, correct. It is because of the good amount of rainfall here. Can you recall seeing a similar fort-like structure before? What difference do you see between both of them? Wahida, Madam, we can compare this with the Naldurg fort itself, but it is not situated on a hill like Sinhgarh. We do not have to climb up a slope to see it. Here they had to climb because this is located at a hilltop. Teacher, very good. Now we have reached the top of the fort. This is a hill fort as it has been built on a hill. This was built with the view of security and to keep an eye on the surroundings. Naldurg is a fort on the land. All such forts are the heritage of our state. Come here and look down. The water body that you can see in front is the reservoir of Khadakwazla Dam, which serves water to areas in and around Pune. Now we will go to the Kalyan Darwaza, means the gate. Come here and see this structure. This is called Devtaki, sacred tank. Water coming from a natural spring gets stored here. Even today, it serves water all the year round to the people who stay at the fort above. Now, in this paragraph, we have learnt about two types of forts. One which is at the land region, at the land level, and one which is constructed on the hilltop. When it is constructed on the hilltop, it gives an extra edge to the army because they are able to see far off regions if any enemy army is approaching. Whereas the one on the land is constructed because if the enemy army is able to fight off the army on the hilltop, they are still having one security ahead. They have to pass that land fort as well. So these types of forts were common in the olden days, and now they have become heritage sites.